carry as many of our games as possible on a variety of cable and streaming platforms. So we called the project ABA TV Network. And what I went out and did is I put together a really nice group of streaming and cable stations across the country that reach a minimum of 75 million homes, including Zingo TV, Valiant Eagle, Indie Soul, Black Wall Street, Best Vision Media, and others. And all that was needed is for teams to video their games, to actually video their games, and then send them to Brian Collins, and Brian Collins will edit them, and Brian Collins will put on supers and turn them into something that would be visible for people to see. And by having all of these platforms, we will have the ability to sell advertising and to be able to generate some revenue and great visibility from a video that we've never had in our first 20 years, with the capability of, as they say, on a given weekend, 75 games. We will have so many platforms that by just hitting on the new ABA website, just hitting one buzzer, you can pick the game you want from the wide variety of platforms. And then in addition to that, being tested by the WNBA right now, Zingo TV, and it was tested earlier in the playoffs this year, was subscription TV, pay TV. And the idea is to have people sign up. They're signing them up in the WABA for $9.99, $3.99 package, 99-cent package, and they have generated a significant viewership. And the deal that Marcia put together with Zingo TV is that a percentage of that obviously goes to the team whose game is being fed to the system. Part of that goes to the ABA, and part of it to the WABA, and obviously part of that to the teams. And so there's a revenue stream, and they put together a complete sales department to not only sell the subscriptions, but also to sell advertising. And once we have this network going, they're relatively reasonably confident that they're going to be able to sell advertising and this revenue sharing with all of the teams. And I want to tell you that every one of the ABA projects that we do as a component to the way I envision the league is that the teams have to be able to profit from anything that is successful, and the ABA TV network is your network, and every team in the ABA will benefit from the heavy TV. Brian wasn't here today, could have been here today, but he just couldn't, but that'll come out more in the MI memos. Is Alex Banks here? Okay, good, didn't see you, Alex. Hi, you're behind your face mask. See, he's just there. So sorry. Anyway, earlier this year, we tried to develop ABA sales and marketing, and those of you that get MI memos know that this was a national effort to help local ABA teams sell sponsorships. The idea was, and still is good, but it hasn't worked so far. At the end of every MI memo, you see S equals E plus DGU, my way of saying success equals effort plus don't give up. That's the way I am. So the fact that ABA sales and marketing didn't work during this pandemic season and during the early part of this year meant nothing to me. It meant I had to fine-tune it, I had to hone it, I had to make it something that was applicable. The idea was brilliant, it just wasn't done. And so we will have an ABA sales and marketing, but it was during this development period that I found two people to work on the project. Arnie Goldberg, who was from Illinois, semi-retired to Florida, and Alex Banks, who was a bright young guy that lived in Florida, who decided to move with his wife, pregnant at the time, new baby now, to Louisville. And after looking at ABA teams, Alex decided to do his own team, and he formed the Louisville Colonels, which will begin to play in November. Alex has a very impressive sales background and connections with major retailers across the country in the cell phone business. and he's a very high-tech person as it relates to sales, and very quickly using the technique that he wanted to use for ABA sales and marketing. I asked him, what's good for the goose, Alex, is good for the gander. Take what you think all the ABA teams should do and what we should do, and do it yourself. Okay, so Alex did. And lo and behold, they've never played a game before, he began to sell a lot of sponsorships in Louisville, as well as getting a lot of community support. So I asked Alex, what he was doing, and if he would today share a little of his technology with the league. So I'm going to ask Alex to come on up with the title of How Do You Win Sponsors? How do you impact the community with digital marketing? So are you ready? Yeah. Okay, here's Alex. Thanks.
Hopefully I can work this technology right here though.
Okay.
Anyone else? Yeah, I'm down my computer. We're gonna have the micro USB with the last night. Could I possibly send this over to somebody?
Send it to me, Alex.
I do, but I don't see a USB. Mine's a USB-C. It's like the new stuff.
USB to C, right.